Welcome to Dancing in the Kitchen, a cooking show with a twist. This episode is airing in April, which is National Volunteer Month. And I thought, well, what would be a great organization to have on the show? This is one I actually volunteer with myself, and it's called Respecting Our Elders. And what I love about this organization is it's addressing multiple problems in the community. It's addressing food insecurity by taking food from the farmers markets and grocery stores that would otherwise be thrown in the garbage and distributing it to low-income seniors. Also, they are getting seniors involved in the volunteering, and so they're helping also to combat the loneliness that a lot of seniors experience. So we are going to celebrate Earth Day today, as well as National Volunteer Month, by having the founders of this organization, Curt Kinkead and Ruth Schwartz, on the show. And I've been volunteering with them for years and have never actually met them, so this is going to be a lot of fun for me. We actually just came from the farmers market, and we're going to show you what happens at the farmers market as we collect the food and put it in the boxes, and it's picked up to be distributed to different groups in the community. And we have some of the beautiful vegetables that we gathered today. Because we weren't sure exactly what we were going to get, it's always a nice surprise. So today, what we are going to be making is some dressings that would go with any salad, and also a really nice sauce to go with roasted vegetables or steamed vegetables. So stay tuned. It's a beautiful day at the farmers market. We're volunteering with Respecting Our Elders. There we go. And then I'll just divide these. So many wonderfully fresh, seasonal vegetables. Here's where it gets crazy because all the vegetables are coming in, the farmer's market's closing, and all the vendors are passing along their beautiful greens. We can just divide it up. It's nice to be connected to the seasonal vegetables, because I've been doing this for a few years now, and it's just nice to tap into that rhythm, because we're kind of separated from that because we're so used to getting anything we want at any time of year at the grocery store. Welcome back. Our guests today are Curt Kinkead and Ruth Schwartz, currently 82 and 79 years old, respectively. They are husband and wife since 1993 and are the founders of the all-volunteer nonprofit Respecting Our Elders, which they founded in 2005. This organization is aimed at helping seniors like them who reach retirement age without the wherewithal to retire. They and their volunteers pick up fresh food and groceries from major supermarkets like Whole Foods and Trader Joe's, the Sunday Farmers Market at the Marin Civic Center, and also from Safeway. The food they get is still perfectly edible, but unsellable for whatever reason. It is taken straight to mostly low-income seniors in Marin. They also have a Saturday bag program and 2 public food giveaways, one in San Rafael and one in Bolinas. All of their volunteers are and must be their recipients, and most of the approximately 100 volunteers are also taking care of other food insecure households whenever and wherever they encounter them. Their recipients are entirely self-selected, and no data is collected about anyone. As of this month, in the almost 20 years of the nonprofit's existence, they have collected and delivered an average of 500 pounds of good quality edible food every day for a total of approximately 5 million pounds of food. This translates to over $100 million of food that has gone to people who can use it instead of into the landfill. Ruth and Curt's elegant solution to Marin's needy seniors problem cost the county taxpayers exactly nothing, with funding coming from their monthly donor program, individual annual donors, organizations such as the Novato Rotary and Bank of Marin, and the members of the Women's Club of Marin. They've won numerous awards, including the Marin County Commission on Aging Lifestyle Achievement Award for creating Respecting Our Elders as a vehicle to keep themselves and other seniors vital and active. The Heart of Marin Award for Achievement in Nonprofit Excellence, as well as the Bay Area Jefferson Award for Outstanding Public Service. And Curt recently received the President's Volunteer Service Lifetime Achievement Award from President Biden, which included the President's Gold Medal for Public Service Volunteering. I'm looking forward to having Ruth and Curt come up and share about their organization and what they do. I tell you, this is one power couple, and what they've been able to achieve is so impressive. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Dancing in the Kitchen. I am so thrilled to have Ruth and Curt here, and I'm going to let them talk and share a little bit about Respecting Our Elders, the nonprofit that they founded, and how they got started.
So why don't you take...
No, why don't you start? You're the boss.
Well, we got started when I first met Curt. He was already doing work with a nonprofit out in Lafayette, and he would go out there and pack boxes, and he would bring, I don't know, like 15 boxes on his pickup truck. I mean, piled high, roped down, and he would take care of people on his way home. So that was what he was doing before I met him, and he had done that kind of work for many years before that. And then we met, and then I helped him with some of that. On Wednesdays, we would go out to, if I could get away from my job, my regular job. And then we would also go down to the South San Francisco Farmers Market once or twice a week. And then we started bringing those loads of food to the place that we eventually moved into, where we really got started with this program. And that was in 2005 we started the charity, but we moved in there in 2004. And then Trader Joe's Novato opened up, and we decided to establish our own nonprofit that same year, 2005. And
when we started out, we had more food than all those people could use. We always had a lot of leftovers. And I began taking them to 2 other subsidized housing complexes in Novato. And it was when we learned from them that we had completely eliminated the poverty in those houses, that we surveyed our own. And out of 128 units, there wasn't a single one that couldn't make ends meet with if they were getting abundant free food.
That's amazing.
And that's when we decided to go countywide.
Wow.
Yeah. And so now we take food to, a half a dozen different senior complexes. We run an open food day on Sundays out in Bolinas, which I just came from. And we have partners who do another open food day on Thursdays. and we do a bag program on Saturdays. So that's like fills our schedule. And up until recently, Curt was driving 6 or 7 days a week. So he recently decided that was enough after 20 years. And so we, we've been finding other people to take on different days. So now he and I are just doing Wednesdays and Fridays, and I'm doing Sundays, and other people are doing other pieces. So it's all working out. But we have picked up and distributed more than, what, $5 million?
No, more than $50 million worth of food.
Really, 50?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Because we've been doing this for 20 years, and we get food from Trader Joe's in Nevada. We get food from various Whole Foods stores. We get food from various Safeways, and the farmers market, which is where where you've been volunteering for years.
Right. I've been volunteering in just this one little portion of your organization for years, and we've never met until today.
No.
So it's really an honor to have you here, and I'm just so happy to learn more about everything that you do and your history.
Well, Curt and I have always been like volunteers. We've always had that in our blood.
I was a scoutmaster for 15 years.
Yes.
You were.
And I was a senior Girl Scout leader when I was in college.
Oh, okay.
But I also was the head of I was at University of Pennsylvania, and they had a sorority that was a service sorority. It wasn't a typical sorority. I wasn't interested in that. So and even as a child, I was volunteering. I was in the Girl Scouts, and I just learned about taking care of other people. That's really what it comes down to.
Well, it seems so fundamental, especially for young people, that everyone should be involved in some way to give back to their community.
Exactly. But we focused on getting seniors out from in front of their televisions so that, they're active, they're moving their bodies, and they're participating in something and taking care of other people, because all of our volunteers, are recruited from our recipient base. So what that means is they get to get food as well. And that's what sets us apart from any other food program.
Well, that's one of the things, but there are a lot of other things.
Yeah.
We're the only charity I know of that has no shortage of what we give out.
Yeah.
As long as 40% of America's food winds up in landfills, we will always have enough for everybody who wants it. And so we
40%, that's incredible.
We let everybody decide for themselves if they need charity, how much, and for how long. And from our standpoint, we'll gladly feed them for the rest of their lives. And we've already done that for an awful lot of people.
It scares me when he says that, because I'm turning 80 this year. Curt is turning 83. And
wow, you're going.
Yeah, I know. So we're still actively doing all of this, and we have expanded our board so that we have more people to take on some of the things that we've been doing. And it's just been a gift because what we do, to take off on what Curt just said, is we're filling people up, who are living in scarcity.
Yes.
And that's not just our volunteers, but we encourage them to look around in their worlds and see who can they take care of. So it spills over.
And not only that, when we're finished with the giveaway, what's left over, the recipients can have to fund their own personal generosity. Right. So what we do is we take them and make them philanthropists.
Right.
Which is just the total opposite of being needy.
Right.
Yeah.
It's this amazing system that you've created where there's so many things happening and so many issues that you're addressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people say, well, if you keep doing that and letting people take lots of food to take care of themselves and other people, aren't you going to run out of food? And
apparently not.
It never seems like that. Every once in a while, there's a smaller than average load, that we pick up.
Right.
But it always evens out. The van today was packed to the gills when I went out to Bolinas. So it's there always seems to be enough.
And how many people are involved in your organization?
We have about 100 volunteers. Some of them on this side of helping us with pickups and deliveries. And some of them actually we count who are on the other side of receiving everything and setting up pantries.
They're the ones that set everything up and unload for us and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, and then we're feeding probably between 500 and 1,000 people every week, which is
it's fantastic. What an accomplishment.
Actually, it's probably a lot more than that because a lot of people aren't those are the people that are getting all of their food from us or most of it. But there are a lot of people who aren't really in that bad a shape, and they just take a few things, but it makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
And it's fresh. It's right from the farmer's market.
Right.
Well, farmer's market, yeah.
Or the stores.
The stores, we get a lot of fresh food. It can be produce, it can be prepared foods, it can be groceries. We even get dairy, deli, dry goods even sometimes, like paper towels and toilet paper, so it's not edible per se.
That's important.
But it's important. And the goal is to, fill in that gap where people can have their money left over to cover their rent, or if they still have a mortgage. And also medical stuff. Yes. Because there's still that donut hole in Medicare. And so we just wanted to make sure that was all, being taken care of.
Our agreement with the stores is that we'll take any merchandise that's in decent shape. And that can be toys or drugs or cosmetics or, anything that's merchandise.
Over-the-counter drugs. But the other thing, when Curt said earlier about ending poverty in the places that we deliver food to, what that really means is all of a sudden they have money to go to the movies or go out to coffee.
Or on a cruise.
On a cruise. we have seen people do that, yes. I don't know if all their money is coming because of us, but a good portion of it if they're saving properly. But I remember when we first started this at the Villas at Hamilton in Novato, that people were getting to know each other, just hanging around waiting for the truck to show up.
Right, it's such a community activity.
Yeah,
and management said we've done more to create a community there than everything that had ever been done before.
That's beautiful.
And we've heard from managers at other complexes also who second that. And they say, we organize all these social events and everything, but many of our people only come down when there's food.
Wow. Well, that's it. That's where people gather. It's around the food.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
and around serving others too.
Yep.
When you're working together on something for a common goal, there's something very uniting and bonding about that.
Yeah, exactly. Curt and I have been writing the handbook of how to do that because of how we do things differently from other nonprofits. And some people on our board and off our board are putting a little bit more pressure on me to finish the damn thing. So, because they have people who are interested in doing this, and really all other people need is a sponsorship from their church, let's say, or religious organization.
It doesn't cost a cent to start this up, and it doesn't cost a cent to run it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It really is.
Yeah.
Wow. So when's the book coming out? When's the manual?
I say we've got a couple months.
And how can people reach you if they want to work with you and also read your book?
Well, they can email is probably the best at this point. It's Ruth@respectingourElders.org. It's just the way it sounds. I'm not going to spell it out for you.
We have a website.
Yeah, we have a website, respectingourElders.org.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience?
No, I think we've covered all the important points
I
and
think
the
so.
great stories.
Yes, you're full of stories.
Yeah.
I love it. Again, I'm so grateful to have you on Dancing in the Kitchen. Thank you so much for coming.
Great to have you working with us.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. It's an honor and a pleasure. I really look forward to it.
I
I look
bet.
forward to
I
getting
understand.
together
So
with
we-
the group and just being outdoors and working with food and knowing that we're helping people. It's really an important
Yeah.
part of my life.
Yeah.
So thank you for the opportunity.
Well,
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yay. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I am excited to share some of my favorite dressings and sauces with you that you can add to any veggies to spice them up. This one features turmeric and garlic and Dijon mustard. It's delicious. What we're going to use today is a mini food processor, just like this. I love these. It's perfect for dressing size, a dressing size amount. And actually with the garlic, you know what? I'm just going to use our trusty food processor device. All right, we're going to be making this turmeric garlic dressing. It's delicious. You're going to need about 4 cloves of garlic. You can roughly chop it if you want. I'm going to use this device because it's quicker. That's a little more than 4 cloves, but we'll just make, so about 4 cloves. I'm going to add it to my little food processor, and we'll get this out of the way. We're going to save that garlic for the next dressing. We're going to be adding about 1/4 a cup olive oil plus 2 tablespoons. And here is my lovely little spinning spice tray. Isn't that fun? Okay. So olive oil, I'm going to need more than that. Okay, about 1/4 cup. That might have been a little more than 1/4 cup, but that's okay. Add it to the food processor. And then 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. We're going to pull out our lemon squeezer. This already smells good. And these are very soft lemons. They're fresh from a friend's tree. Feel free always to add the zest as well. That's about 3 tablespoons. Next, 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds. And some Dijon mustard. About 1/2 teaspoon. Now 2 teaspoons honey. And 2 teaspoons turmeric. So this is an anti-inflammatory dressing with the turmeric and the olive oil and the garlic. And some salt. I teach kids cooking classes, and whenever we use the food processor, they call it food processor freeze dance. So, freeze. That's how you dance in the kitchen. It has a nice bite to it. It's very turmeric-y, but I like it. This next dressing is so delicious. It's tahini maple. So you have lemon, you have maple syrup, tahini paste, which is sesame paste, and some salt and garlic powder. So first, we're not going to use the food processor for this one. You can if you want to, but we're using garlic powder instead of garlic cloves, so it's not necessary. The first thing we're going to do is add our tahini. I love it. And we want 4 tablespoons. I'm adding it to a jar. This, of course, is a staple of Mediterranean, Middle Eastern cuisine. Really high in calcium. There we go, something like that. And 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. I'm not exactly measuring, but it's probably these lemons, probably 2 tablespoons each, depending on the lemon. Sometimes it's 3. I'm going to use 2 of these full lemons. They're pretty tiny. And next, we're going to be adding 2 tablespoons maple syrup. Maple syrup is my favorite sweetener. It has such a nice, complex taste, and it's full of minerals. We're adding 1 teaspoon garlic powder. I have garlic granules, that's fine. There we go. And a teaspoon salt as well. And then you may just need to add a little bit of water to thin it out. And I think it's probably, plenty liquidy. Probably because there's quite a bit of lemon juice in there. Yeah, it has a really nice balance of flavors. And of course, I love making dressings in jars. You can just put the lid on and shake it up. You need a different dance for this one. Yeah. So this next one is a great sauce that you can add to warm vegetables, steamed or roasted. And it's a cashew-based cream sauce. We are making a bit of a larger batch, and I put a cup of cashews in here with some water. You want about the equal amount water and cashews. And if you have time to let it sit a little bit, then that's nice. It just gives it more time to break down and get a little creamy. You could even add hot water and let it sit for a little bit. But it's been in here for like an hour, I think. We're going to add about the same amount of olive oil. That would be 1 cup. Go to Dance and Dish on Patreon and you can find these recipes. Join as a member. If you want to upgrade and support the show, you'll have access to more behind the scenes content. And we would really appreciate your support. Thanks. Oh, yeah. Lemons. We're going to add an ample amount of lemon juice. I'm not adding the zest today, but do add the zest when you can. The pith and the zest are actually more potent than the juice, so you get all the benefits. Next, we're adding 4 tablespoons apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar helps with digestion. It helps to stimulate the digestive process. It actually also will lower the overall glycemic load of your meal. So having apple cider vinegar, especially even a half hour before you eat, will keep your blood sugar low. Pretty cool. It's my favorite for dressings. Anytime you can get it in your diet, having it with some water is really nice every day. But don't have it straight because it's a little too harsh for your throat. We're adding a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of pepper. And let's give this blender a whirl, food processor. That looks lovely. Definitely needs to be blended more. Yeah, it tastes delicious. It just needs to be blended more. So there's no garlic. Oh, I knew I was forgetting something important. The garlic. Okay, there we go. You know what I'm thinking? Actually, we just came from the farmer's market and we happen to have some mint. And I think that would be a really nice addition. Or if you have basil, let's add some mint. I think that will be lovely. We have cashews soaked. If you soak them in warm and hot water, like a cup of cashews, a cup of boiling water, and let it sit. That will help soften it so you get a nice creamy texture. And then the same amount of olive oil. And then add garlic and lemon and salt and pepper. And if you have some fresh herbs like basil or mint, that would be a lovely addition. There we go. Very fresh. Yep. Oh, that did it. Much better with the garlic and the mint. Oh, and there's apple cider Pardon me, also apple cider vinegar in here. Okay, fantastic. And there you have it, our 3 wonderful dressings that you can use hot or cold on your vegetables or anything else you like tofu. That would be delicious too. Find the recipes on Dance and Dish on Patreon. Thank you for joining us on Dancing in the Kitchen. See you next week.
Healthy living made easy. We cook it up and keep it breezy. From your kitchen to your plate, good vibes get away. Healthy living made easy. Taste the joy, it's all so cheesy.
Want to learn more about products featured on Dancing in the Kitchen? Visit danceanddish.com to get in touch, or join the Dance and Dish community on Patreon for behind-the-scenes content and exclusive details about our